Good evening, everybody. This is Johnny Seville from Acorn Wealth. This is your executive summary for stock setups for Friday, the 9th of the 9th of September. And let's have a quick look at the S&P 500. Now, the S&P 500, when it loads, tick, tick, tock, had a down day today, down 0.22% on 3.7 billion shares, which is an increasing volume to the downside, however, caught the moving average support. But you would not know it if you were looking at the longs we were following today. However, before we get to that, we'll also have a quick look at the HYG, high yield bonds. We can see here, tick-tock. These also had a downward move on slightly increasing volume, again as we kind of converge still perfectly in this upward range-bound rising wedge. Now, we have had 1, 2, 3 touches, so we've got to be cautious around this area. So again, protect profits, protect entry points most importantly as well, so that there is not capital at risk, and that would be my my main caution going into the end of the week. Now, having a look at the stocks in play, the for those of you holding on to the LULU options for the longer term play, of course, I suggest the short term options. I suggest that a profit taking when I hit the $68 range. If you're still holding those have moved continually down. Those are up now. I think the November $40 and let's have a quick look here. Excuse me. Let's have a look. Yeah, the October $75 puts up by 161%. Really big move today. So again, I would update the stop loss if you're looking at this as a long-term play from $71.47 to let's have a look, $69.33, which would be above the 9-day moving average. That's how I look at playing that one. Of course, we look at PAG, Penske. The November $40 and $45 calls now up to 157 and 298% profit respectively. So yeah, Yahoo, this one just continues to go and go. Costco moving beautifully as well. Another big move today, breaking down another 1.39% on equal volume, or just slightly more volume actually than yesterday, but breaking through the moving averages, which was the key part that we were looking for there. Let's have a look. ADMP, which I hold a nice big position in, closed nicely up, starting to roll around. Currently position is up roughly 6% in profit zone now from the original entry point, so that's looking good. What else? AVGR. AVGR also going into its entry point today, closing very strongly. Again, the volume has been increasing: 108,000, 259,000, 262,000. Exactly what we want to see. So longs going up and shorts going down. SHLD, Sears Holdings continuing to move down. Again, 7th consecutive decline today. Looking very good. Would update the stop loss now from 1533 down to 1367, which is above the 9-day exponential moving average. Again, protecting that profit. And Whirlpool. I mean, it's just great across the board. Things working so well, and again, we're in these positions where we can just protect those profits, protect those entries. Of course, Whirlpool, great move today, down 4.09%, and on strong volume, 1.25 million over yesterday's 1.1 million. So really happy with everything across the board. I obviously can't mention everything, but these are just some of the highlights across a very good day where, again, the true test of a strategy where you're making money going long and short at the same time. That's got nothing to do with market direction. That's all to do with strategy. So hopefully you've all been able to make some money over these last few weeks, because again, this is the early Christmas time for us as traders is when this market activity starts to get back to the normal stuff that we're used to, where it follows the rules, and it certainly is following the rules well right now. Looking into a couple of potentials, SCAI on the long side, surgical care. This one has again a kind of fallen angel nature to it. The risk reward I like on this one, which is why it was attractive. I'd be looking at an entry point as at 43.03, which is a pullback instead of a breakout, looking for a pullback to support. With that respect, I would be looking at a target of 47.87. With a stop loss at 42.13. So we're looking at the 9-day moving average for support, and looking at for this to continue its breakout and upwards. So SCI is looking good there. I'd also look at ITG, doesn't look too bad either. Investment Technology Group. This has had a reasonably good move, but not so much volume. That's the only concern with this one. So you possibly even may give this one more day. Let's just have a look at that overhead resistance here. Yeah, I'd probably give this one more day, but this would be very close to a potential trade. We should be able to get at least up to around this $17 level, or possibly higher up towards where that previous resistance and the drop down was. So I'd be looking for a target of around 1750 once we break through this kind of level around 1593. That's what I'm looking for. If we get a break of that level on strong volume tomorrow, I'd take it. The only reason I don't like it as much as some of the others is the volume hasn't increased on the move today. It was 275,000 to 138. If we saw this up around 200,000 in terms of volume early in the day and breaking through that $16 price tag, then I'd jump on in, and I'd be looking at the 1743 as a target. So that's kind of the volume confirmation that we'd be waiting for. And if you can't day trade, then that's the kind of thing I would either pre-program, that if volume equals such, then trigger trade. That's called a conditional order. If you don't know that, how to do that, you should definitely ask us. That's a lesson you can learn from us in the Oak Club. Yeah, that's kind of where I'd be looking for. And again, I'd be looking at the low of today's candle of 1561, so looking at 1553 as a stop criteria. So we're looking at, let's have a look here. So a break of say 16. Let's say 1607. So from 1607 to 1553, we've got basically about 54 cents of risk for $1.30-ish of gain. So good risk reward. So we've got ITG, SCAI. The third one that I liked, also JASN. I would, again, it's got to break resistance. The volume, however, has been increasing, 266,000 to 339,000. We can probably afford to wait one more day on this, and I would. So I wouldn't, but you can see the area that we want to break. This sharp resistance here. If we rally up, that's going to give us our entry point probably come Monday. But that's on the watch list. The other one on the watch list, GTS, for those of you in the mastermind or Smart Money Scanner Series workshops, Triple S management. This is a beautiful long-term inverted head and shoulders. If you see, if I reverse this or invert that, you'll see what I mean. Head and shoulders, basically bang, bang, bang. And then you can also see the head and shoulders here, which inverted means this should basically drop down to at least 25.90, which is a rally from 23.20 to 25.90 if we flip it up the right side round. And from a head and shoulder standpoint, that would also suggest a possible breakdown to lower levels around 31, which again, when we flip it upside down, or the right way up I should say, we basically mean that if we can get a breakout above the high of this candle of 23.32, we should have a target of 25.68. So basically 23.32 to 25.68. And then the secondary target, if we break that level, we'd be looking at $30.80, or let's say $30.67. So those are the plays for today. Again, all longs, and I you don't need to trade them all, but these are a couple of ideas that are very, very good for a watch. And a possible trade if we get those conditions met with good volume going into tomorrow. Otherwise, we've really already got a lot of very good plays, both in the short and long direction, that are doing so well. I wouldn't be loading up on new ones as much as maybe diversifying smaller positions in each if they trigger. That's kind of more the strategy I'd follow now as we start to extend these moves in the market, but also get long in the tooth on that rising wedge on the S&P 500. So that would be my take. Now again, for last opportunity for the week to get involved in the full gold membership, to have these alerts every night. If you're not already, you're probably already a member if you're receiving this, but if you are just trialing it out, make sure you do give us a full month trial for $9 at acornwealthcorp.com/gold, because even if you're taking pretty much any of the alerts from the last week and a half, you would have already made that back tenfold, even if you put just $1,000 in it. So that math kind of works for me. Hope it works for you, and we'll see you all next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy trading.